Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another interesting session of SMS. And the best part of today is that the headwinds we have come together. हम लोग आरपीजी को बुला लिया कि देखिए जैसा अभी अन्नपूर्णा मैम वाज टेलिंग कि जस्ट टू गिव यू अ फील ऑफ द बेंच.
नहीं नहीं बेंच तो सर बेंच तो सब जने हैं, अपन तो आर्मी काउंसिल है.
So we have the taxpayer side, we have the revenue side, both the sides. We'll argue from both the sides. So just to continue our discussion with GSTAT, so I think we'll we'll just open one portal एक second. गुरजी सर, हम लोग आइडिया कैसा लगा जॉइंट सेशन का?
कैसे are you together or is it AI?
No sir, we are together sir. आज एक्चुअली आरपीजी का सेशन है जीएसटी पे, तो हम सोचे कि एक बार एक साथ मिल लेते हैं, तो चाय पाई पी के सेशन लेके फिर हम लोग एक साथ उस सेशन में जाएंगे.
आजकल ये भी पता नहीं चलता कि एआई से है कि कैसे.
हाँ वो
हाँ,
भी
मैं पता नहीं, शायद एडवांस हो गए, हम लोग भी होलोग्राम वगैरह यूज कर रहे
अच्छा.
हैं.
So lastly we discussed about the choosing of the bench, whether we should go to the principal bench or the local bench, that we discussed. We also discussed about the respondents, and I think that when we went to the category part, that with that we had left. So today we'll start with the category part, then we'll discuss about the issue, and maybe then we'll go to the pre-deposits and other portions. So जैसे हम लोगों ने last day बताया था about the grounds in brief and the prayers in brief कि इसका significance क्या है. Just to reiterate for the members who had not joined the last week, the issue is that ये जो है इसका synopsis अगर हम लोग properly देते हैं ये grounds और prayer का और brief issue का, तो क्या होगा कि the bench members they'll get this synopsis and maybe they'll have a better idea of the proposition that we are trying to make. ठीक है, तो that is the idea of this having this, but at the same time जैसे अर्पित जी ने लास्ट टाइम भी बताया कि वो जो डिटेल है वो डिटेल भी हम लोग भर रहे हैं, तो उसमें भी प्रॉपरली भर रहे हैं. ये जो ब्रीफ जो है दिस इज ओनली टू मेक इट मोर कंसाइज एंड मेकिंग इट टू द पॉइंट. अभी अर्पित जी आई आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन सिंस वी हैव अ पॉडकास्ट मॉडल टुडे. सो आई आस्क यू लाइक शुड वी टेक ऑल द ग्राउंड्स और लाइक हाउ शुड इट बी. लाइक मेरे पास 15 पीस ग्राउंड है जो मैंने लिया, शुड आई टेक ऑल द ग्राउंड्स इन ब्रीफ और हाउ शुड इट बी?
रुचि यहाँ पे जो what I have felt is there's a difference of opinion. Some people have a view that these grounds of appeal are synonymous to the synopsis which is being submitted before the courts, and therefore the main ground should be first, and then the subsidiary grounds are the grounds which are not so relevant but have been put in the grounds. There's another thought process that all the grounds in brief should be there in 2000 characters, and then the synopsis can be submitted at the time of hearing also there before the bench, because not everything would be online. So synopsis can be submitted before the bench at the time of hearing, just like the case law summary would be submitted as per Rule 56 of GSTAT procedure rules. The case law and the citations and the judgments and the statute are to be submitted 1 day prior to the date of hearing. So this is one another view, and since there is lack of clarity from the GSTAT on this point, so anyone who has can take a view and take appropriate call as per his professional judgment.
Yes. So I think Gaurav ji wants to say something. Then we will go to the house for their views on this.
Yeah, Arpitji, Arupji, we had a seminar this week with the Gujarat bench available for discussion, and basically there they mentioned that all the activities of the tribunal are going to be online only, not at this beginning but going forward. So I'm just reacting to what Arpitji said, that we can do the synopsis at the time of hearing, everything will not be online. But they opined here that everything is going to be online only, is what the president said here.
गौरव जी, दैट इज व्हाट एक्चुअली आई आल्सो शेयर्ड लास्ट वीक व्हेन ड्यूरिंग द सेशन कि हमें जो भी फिल कर रहे हैं, जो हम लोग हर सेमिनार में बोल रहे हैं कि जो भी हम लोग ये फिल अप कर रहे हैं अपने मतलब टीम मेंबर्स को यही उनको समझाना है कि योर फिलिंग अप द थिंग्स प्रॉपर्ली इज इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज ऑल द अपीयरेंसेस विल बी बेस्ड ऑन दिस फिल अप. जैसे आपने बताया कि ऑनलाइन होगा, तो उसमें लेकिन ये कितना प्रॉपर्ली हम लोगों ने एक्सप्रेस किया नहीं किया वो बाद में वो
But again, one thing is there that the case law judgments and all the judgments are to be submitted 1 day prior to the hearing. So that part would always be submitted through the email or whatever mode they would be stating. So, any members who have hosted any sessions with the GSTAT members at their respective places can share their feedback that what were their views when on this issue.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
So, sir, we had a session with the bench of Chhattisgarh, and there they were of the view that don't attach bulky case laws during the filing part. And in fact, they were mentioning that you should submit it separately while you were agreed that every proceeding will be online, but uh, we need to submit those some papers during the for the facilitation of the bench and the discussion of the case. You may submit it in a hard copy format to us, and we will take it on record, and accordingly we will forward the proceeding. They will discuss. So this was very much clarified, and they have told that this has been from the instruction from the national bench itself that everything will be online. But still, this submission of this case law book or this snapshot
book.
can be done in the paper book.
Yes, that is what me and Arupji has discussed, that everything would be depending upon the bench and the registrar, how they view it. Because there is a lack of clarity that how the GSTAT sees it. It would have been appropriate that an instruction or FAQ would have been shared at the start by the GSTAT itself, that what they perceive it should be filled in the respective columns. The most important part is there is a lack of communication coming from the GSTAT that what is the relevant information they want in these respective columns, and that is why we are anticipating that what has to be filled as per our own perceptions.
So now coming back to the view of the house, anybody who's filled the forms, what is your view on this, on filling up the ground of appeals in brief and prayer? What is the step that you are taking for your team?
So we are taking in the pointer form in this grounds of appeal in brief, and we are also
Okay.
putting as a bracket as annexure, as annexed. In detail grounds are there, and only pointers we are adding here. We are not only writing as
But all the grounds have or pointers for all the grounds or specific grounds only.
majorly grounds, major top grounds I am taking there. But other than also I'm just adding as a pointer, sir, because just trying to see if I can cover maximum pointers there so that it can pop up or whatever it is visible when it is. And detailed grounds are anyway it is there. So that is my perspective. I don't know how others are taking it.
And sir, I feel the challenge will be when there are multiple issues and we try
Yes.
to put grounds for each of them in a detailed manner. It's very time consuming, and I don't know how far the bench will be able to appreciate all of the issues and the grounds and the things, on the screen. Whereas it is very well listed and clearly drafted in the statement of facts and grounds of appeal.
That's why the limit of 2000 words is given. In 2000 words, you can put in the maximum. But what is the view of the members of the house on priority? कि मेरा अगर लिमिटेशन का इशू है, क्या मुझे वो पहले ही देना चाहिए या फिर यूनिट आई शुड गो ऑन मेरिट्स? व्हाट इज द व्यू ऑफ द हाउस ऑन प्रायोरिटीज?
Sir, we must go on
before
merits, sir. We must go on merits. Give a detail.
Okay, sir.
Whatever the thing, it is better to be giving in a detail, sir. That's my
on
view, sir.
merits.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
Any
actually,
other
each issue will be one category, no, sir. So we will have to add as many categories. If, sir, supposing I have 10
No,
issues
no,
pursuant to
Soumya ma'am.
audit.
Soumya ma'am, we are discussing about grounds of appeal in brief. So when we are the first part, this part.
Oh, okay.
So when we are mentioning that, which are the grounds that we should take first? Like if there is a limitation ground, if there is a ground of 74 invocation, should we take that first, or should we go on the merit first and only restrict ourselves to merit, or then take on the technical grounds later? That is the view. That is the thing.
I think jurisdiction and limitation should be taken first, and then I think we can take on merit. That is the flow.
No, the question is what Arupji is asking, whether we should only put in the selective grounds or we should put in all the grounds here. Grounds of appeal in grounds of appeal in brief.
And with priority as you have shared.
Sir, you just expanded this window of grounds. Can it be expanded further also to cover all
Yes,
the
sir, yes, sir.
No,
I'm
this
just
can
curious to
only be
know
extended on
from
such.
I'm curious to know from Soumya ma'am's observations now how it appears to the bench online. So if its window is not expandable and it is coming in very minor windows, expanded window is much more convenient to read and go through. Otherwise, Before this expansion, even it becomes very
Let
inconvenient for
me
bench.
show to the house that how the final preview is reflecting.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So that
Yeah.
can give us an idea because we have to
Yes,
put
yes.
the bench at ease
Last,
Yes.
yeah.
while they are
Yes.
reading our things. If they have to, they can refer from here only, then it gains importance if they have to refer to the detailed documents otherwise.
If it is
Yeah, it's visible now, no?
the final preview is visible.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Yes. Yes. So the brief issue and dispute is like this. Category of case and dispute is like this.
हाँ. But वो grounds in brief, I think they're not coming here for us.
Date of authority, details of authorized about appellant, date of case and dispute, case summary, issue related to levy of penalty, statement of facts, acknowledgement number, grounds of appeal. This
Yes,
is
sir. It will come like this, sir.
Yeah. So
This is-
then it is quite elaborate. We should make an effort to put as many as possible here only because they will be relying first on this and then on the other things.
Yes.
So this is one draft of appeal which I had prepared.
Yes, sir. But 2000 words would remain a challenge, so it will have to be weighed in accordance with that.
Yes.
So we'll all remember our English teachers who told us how to do Prezi.
No. How I would share that what I did is that I took the headings of all the grounds and then put it in Gemini and asked them to compress and shorten it in 2000 characters. And once it was done, then I cross verified it from the detailed grounds to this grounds of appeal.
Yeah.
So this is one way of using the AI while shortening, and we can make a cross check from the detailed to the shortened version, and if it is inappropriate, we can accordingly change it.
But it increases the workload a lot.
No, but the Gemini will do it in 5 seconds, not more than 5 seconds.
Yes. So that's what my team members are also telling.
हाँ.
That they're doing the entire thing, then putting it into a GPT and then getting it from there. ठीक है, हम लोग वापस जाते हैं उसमें. अच्छा, अरुण जी, you wanted to share something?
Sorry, sir.
हाँ, आप कुछ बोलना चाह रहे थे तब एक्चुअली.
नहीं सर, अनम्यूट हो गया.
अच्छा नहीं, ओके. ठीक. Okay, so now I think grounds appeal तो हमारा detailed discussion हो गया. So anybody else discuss any question, anything that you want to give inputs as far as ground is concerned, or we'll move on to prayer then. Okay, so now going to prayer. So RPG, what should be the prayers like? Why are prayers so important?
The prayers is कि वो जो बोलते हैं ना कि जब मांगेंगे तभी मिलेगा. So therefore, the prayers are very important. That what relief we are seeking, and we have seen numerous judgments wherein courts have said that the same was not part of prayer, and now it is being sought as a part of oral pleading. So the prayer part is very important to how it has to be drafted, and what are the relief which we are seeking from the bench.
Yes, so I think that is very important because in some of the stats also we observed this, that the bench members, they directly go to the prayer first. And they tell ki, what is your prayer? Please tell us your prayer. What do you want from the bench? So that's why I think, as RPG has shared, many a times there are instances where the councils, they are telling the bench that this is the relief that we are looking at. But बाद में दिखता है कि वो prayer वहाँ पे है नहीं. So from one point of view, that is very important to have the prayer clear cut here. And the second thing is also some prayers that I think normally everybody is doing, like prayer to add grounds and modify the grounds. So all those things, I think they should be inbuilt part of here. And here also, as we were discussing in the last thing also, here also this prayer is very important because here, I think taking a cue from either high courts or CESTAT or the CESTATs mainly in the high courts, they have taken this view that पहले हम bench members को ये बता दें कि ground क्या है, issue क्या है mainly, and prayers आपको क्या है, so that they can form an opinion कि किस पे आगे argument होने वाला है या किस पे हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे. So that's why I think prayer is very important. So anybody else wants to add anything on the prayer part?
One more prayer also. I don't know, it is
Yes, ma'am.
to refund this pre-deposit with interest. See, generally we miss that, and in one of the case, the appellant authority was saying you would have added with interest so that it would have been suffice for us. So that also we are adding now. Earlier we were not
Okay.
adding, but now we are adding to refund the pre-deposit with interest. So with
If the order
interest,
is in our favor.
yeah. So that thing.
Okay. Yes. So this is, I think, one additional input that we are not doing that. Maybe I think this is something that we can also add. Any other inputs on prayer?
Yeah, one of the
Small,
prayer. See, in one
Gurjit,
of the case, one
yeah.
of the prayer is like whatever you are recovering from the supplier end. I am a recipient and I filed the appeal for not availing, not eligible for the ITC because supplier has not paid. So,
Right.
one of the prayer we should expect that whatever the recovery made from the supplier to be credited back to me.
अच्छा, good point. Yes. हाँ, ये भी काफी हो रहा है कि तो वो मेरे से भी रिकवरी हो रहा है, वहां से भी रिकवरी हो रहा है.
Correct.
And
Correct.
okay. Okay,
And
so
sir, the
yeah,
opportunity of being heard should be mentioned in the prayer, or is it's automatic?
I think that should be mentioned.
That
is
should
the-
be mentioned.
That should be mentioned.
That should be mentioned.
Because in one of the, I think, Sestat only it had happened that there was this prayer was not there and the person did not come for, but the person did not come for 3 times. And the 4th time the bench passed an order saying that एक तो आप आए नहीं हो और आपने mention भी नहीं किया prayer में कि you need an opportunity. So we gave you fair 3 opportunities उसके बाद, so we are passing ex parte order. So that is again, I think that is a good thing. Okay, and just to elaborate on what Anandji has just shared, he's saying that अगर ऐसा है कि cancellation of supplier का registration इसके लिए मेरे पास demand आया कि आप ITC reverse कर दो. So I'm fighting this appeal in the first appeal, कुछ नहीं हुआ. Now I'm coming before the GSTAT. So in the meantime, what has happened is supplier से भी कुछ recovery department ने किया है, which is within my knowledge. Maybe we know. Like in our case, as Anandji was sharing right now, in our case, yesterday we got a matter about an advertising agency and all those things where this has actually happened, where advertising agency has also paid a certain portion already, for those parts, and now they're asking us also to, pay that thing. So in this case, I think to add that prayer that okay, when a recovery has been made from that person who has not filed his 3B, so please allow me to adjust that payment with my payment also because that is already recovered from the particular person. Okay, and Gurjit sir, you wanted to add something, sir?
just a small question, sir, nothing
Yes.
to add. Regarding amendment of prayers later, we all know about adding grounds, etc. So is it an
Yes.
amendment of plea later on? If I wish to add prayers or amend our prayers later on, after
Yes.
filing has been done and it has been admitted.
As far as the rules are concerned, we have to file again an IA for adding the grounds.
When it is see, Rule 31 is allowing additional grounds of appeal to be added which were not part of the original appeal.
Yes.
So once I'm adding new ground, that means the consequential prayer can also be added to that.
Yes. That can be added. Okay. So any other inputs or any other questions? Anything on prayer? Okay. So now we move to the third leg, which is a brief issue of the case under dispute. So इसमें how are you framing the things? मतलब when you're filing the appeals?
See, I think that this brief issue of the case under dispute should also be part of our statement of facts in the details grounds of appeal as a separate part, because as you have said that what the bench is, what is the issue in the dispute, and therefore whatever has been explained, because in this also we have explained in 2000 characters.
Right.
The 2000 characters limit is given. So in the detailed grounds of appeal also, the bench would not be expecting more than that for explaining the brief issue, because name itself a brief issue in dispute. So that's why this is one very critical aspect, just to highlight that whenever we come before the bench, what they are, what is the issue under dispute before a hearing. This is one very important aspect which has to be seen, and somewhere down the line, this part has been designed so as to facilitate the bench to not asking anything, but everything is there before them, even before the hearing has started.
Yes. So जैसे अर्पित जी ने बताया, I think this is one of the integral parts, because इसमें जो बोलते हैं ना कि first impression is the best impression kind of a thing, or interviews में they say that first 10 seconds are very important for the interview. So here in our case, what I felt by appearing before the different benches or before the High Court is that whatever initial or as we say opening remarks, that carries a lot of weight. So वहीं पे पकड़ है, पकड़ हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं तो वो छूट गया पकड़. That is the main thing. That's what I at least felt. So I think here also in brief issue of the case under dispute, we have to go to the specifics as Annapurna ma'am was also sharing, giving the pointers for grounds. So here also the key pointers कि क्या क्या है, कहाँ से. And one more thing we are trying to do in brief issue of the case under dispute is we are trying to start it from the starting point. मतलब कहाँ से चालू हुआ, ऑडिट हुआ था या फिर ASMT 10 इशू हुआ था या फिर आपका इन्वेस्टिगेशन हुआ था. इन्वेस्टिगेशन में उन्होंने वो बताया कि इन्वेस्टिगेशन में उन्होंने बताया कि एक मतलब डिस्क्रिपेंसी है, तो कहाँ से ये मतलब इशू चालू हुआ, एंड देन व्हाट इज द इशू दैट इज बीइंग लीडिंग टू द पर्टिकुलर अपील. So all those things we are trying to mention here. So now we'll go to the house for their views on this. Anybody wants to share anything? Soumya ma'am or anybody else?
Arup sir, may I share my opinion?
Yes, Abhishek, please, Abhishek ji.
So Arup sir, my perspective is ki, as if the members might not be interested to hearing the entire story. Should we only raise the issue which is relevant to the bench? Or what you mentioned, let's say there was a 15 matters in ADT1, out of which 5 got gone through and 10 is finalized in show cause notice. First appeal, 5 is one left.
Yes.
In tribunal, let's say only 2 or 3 issues are coming from that 15 issue. So,
Yes.
to my understanding and my very limited experience, I understood that only relevant points need to be brought in front of the bench and not the
Yes.
entire views.
नहीं, but you have to start with that audit हुआ था आपका. This matter is originating from audit, and in the audit, maybe there are a few observations which have dropped before the first appellate authority, and these are substantial. These are remaining. From there, we take up the things that are there.
I will repeat again my point of view. Let's say there was a demand of RCM.
Yes.
From audit, that you are liable
Yes.
to pay RCM. We
Right.
understand that all taxes are paid. There is no unpaid tax.
Right.
By the time of first appeal order, the order itself says, no, you have paid IGST, but you are supposed to pay CGST, SGST. It's
Okay.
their interpretation only. We are only taking one stand that all taxes are paid.
Okay.
So now the matter in front of the bench is only that I versus CS. The matter is not at all what was originated. That was RCM not paid, but So the issue wise, what we are filling these forms are we are putting it very limited, which is concerned to the bench.
Right. Ekdam. That is also consistent with our view also.
Acha. So sorry, I joined late, so I thought that.
नहीं, we need addition from members. इसीलिए तो SMS है. Saturday morning सत्संग तभी होगा जब एक साथ गाना गाते हैं.
जनरली अलग अलग आते हैं. आज हम दोनों से मिलके आप साथ.
So just to give you a feel कि revenue and tax with. Okay, thank you, Abhishek ji. So any other view, inputs, questions इसमें regarding the brief issue? As we are all filling up. And we have pan India presence. I think so. That gives us a.
सही. मैं इसको बहुत प्रैक्टिकल तरीके से देखता हूँ. इस ब्रीफ इशू ऑफ द केस अंडर डिस्प्यूट. मान लीजिए कि आज मेरे सामने कोई आता है और वो मैं उससे पूछता हूँ कि भाई तुम्हारा मैटर क्या है, और वो मेरे को शुरुआत से बताना चालू कर, सर ये हुआ था. मैं कहा यार तुम 1 मिनट रुको, पहले इशू क्या है वो बताओ, फिर बताना पीछे क्या. वो आगे पीछे मैं समझ लूंगा. तो बस वो चीज हमको समझनी है कि भाई हमको जब बेंच के सामने जा रहे हैं, और अगर मैं मेंबर होता और तो फिर अगर कोई बोलता तो मैं क्या सुनना चाहता, वो यहाँ पे आना चाहिए, so that they get the feel of the entire issue.
Yes.
अरुण जी,
yes, बोलिए.
I feel कि अगर हमारा कोई ग्राउंड ऐसा है कि हमारा ऑडिट एज पर द प्रोसीजर नहीं हुआ है, और द जनरली वी से कि शो कॉज नोटिस इज एज पर द रिक्वायर्ड नॉर्म्स, देन हम लोग वहां से शुरुआत करें, वहां से फैक्ट्स बताएं कि आपका ऑडिट हुआ था, ये तो बताना पड़ेगा. जब जाके मैं बता सकता हूँ कि मेरा ऑडिट का प्रोसीजर या नॉर्म से हुआ नहीं है ऑडिट इटसेल्फ.
ठीक है.
देन इन दैट केस दैट ब्रीफ इज आल्सो रिक्वायर्ड, आई फील.
यस. तो आप बोल रहे कि मतलब ऑडिट हुआ बट ऑडिट का प्रोसीजर वाज नॉट राइट. मे बी व्हाटएवर कमेंट्स
मे बी विद इन टाइम 90 days नहीं हुआ एंड ऑल
कंप्लीशन
वुड बी देयर. Right.
Okay.
So then, if I am taking that ground, then I need to give the brief facts about the audit from beginning of the audit as well.
क्यों आपको लगता है कि कंप्लीशन टाइम पे नहीं हुआ है, कंप्लीशन ऑफ ऑडिट?
Correct.
So वही चीज आप जैसा आनंद जी आपने बोला ना कि क्या मेजर इश्यूज आप सामने लाना चाहते हैं. If audit was timely conducted, and conduct of audit is not an issue, but a subsequent merit is an issue. So only merit. But if I have challenge in the audit part also, then the audit was conducted, but it was not conducted within timeline. In addition to that, there were two grounds on the. So that is how the brief or issue on the case under dispute can be framed.
Yes. So anybody else? Paul sir, you want to share something?
Sir, you carry on, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, so now we move on to the, I think, the second part of today's discussion, which is everybody saying that is the heart of GST.
No, category of case.
Category of case. Brief issue. So this is the heart of the entire spiel. So where we have to tell our team, whenever we are training our team members, I feel this is the part which needs the most emphasis to be given so that they can properly fill up the details and also give the proper picture so that when we are actually arguing the matter before the bench, then we don't face any untoward situation of any missing of any facts or maybe missing of any or wrong category being chosen, things like that. So RPJ, I'll request you to start with the.
So category of case under dispute, जो मेरी understanding है, supposedly there is an issue wherein I have charged, I have considered a supplier as exempt. Now the department says that it is taxable under 5%. So there are three issues involved in it, and they also levied penalty under section 74, invoked extended period. So there are three issues. First, they are challenging my classification. So second, they are challenging the rate notification. Third, they are invoking the extended period. And if you go through the 38 drop downs category which they have given. So in my opinion, whatever is the major categories, even if they are more than one, then all those categories have to be selected and narrated here. This is my understanding.
Yes. And just to give an input that all these things, the categories, they are increasing day by day as per the feedback and I think the suggestions they are receiving from different forums. Because when we started, I think we didn't have so many categories. At that time, our main complaint was that limited categories that they choose nahi kar pa rahe. Now, based on the feedback, a lot of categories are added. So the view of the house on this, when you are filling up, so how are you taking? As RP just said, we are also following the same thing. Whenever there is it, we are taking it in multiple categories by adding it in more category of cases. So how are you doing it in this particular situation? How are you taking up the categories?
Sir, actually, we are taking the most attributable one because in every case we are challenging place of supply, time of supply, and many categories for one issue itself. So we have to choose only the most, direct and relevant one. So that way we are doing. And for every issue like that, categories have to be selected.
Okay, so say there is a exempt supply that you have made and they are saying that it's a taxable supply based on a particular notification.
Like saying royalty. Royalty in royalty, I have not paid the royalty, but they are saying you have to pay. Secondly, they are saying that it has to be paid at 18%. I am saying that it has to be paid at 5% on the goods which are excavated. Third, they have invoked the extended period. Fourth, they are challenging the HCN. They are saying that it has to be 9973 within 18%. I am saying that there is no rate in 18% 9973. It's only in 9997.
Yes.
So there are four issues on which I am contesting. There is a HSN, there is a rate notification, there is a levy, and there is an invocation of extended period.
Right.
So how do you handle this? Yeah.
So in this case, we just go with the most direct and that which hits the issue. Or if we are not able to get to anything, then we just put that the notice under 74. Demand under 74 is also one of the category, which is a very general category.
Right.
Serial number 27.
Yeah.
Determination of tax.
Determination of tax under 74.
74.
Or 73.
Right.
See, Arupji, as we have filed the ST5, so service in the service tax regime.
Yes.
Before the tribunal, whenever we were filing, there are there are 10 items which say they say the subject matter of dispute order in priority. We have to mention.
Yes.
So there are 10 priorities they have given. Out of this,
Negative
whatever the
list.
applicable
Yeah.
taxability, negative list, classification,
Mhm.
export of service, import, point of taxation, and all they had given. And
Right.
out of that, whatever the major important points, that only we are selecting that time as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
here also in one of the session of Jatin Christopher, I recently heard,
Jatin
he
sir,
said
okay.
he said many of this 38 items, many of the alias to each other.
Yes,
So
yes, that is also
what
there, right?
so we need to select most specific and most relevant, not the all. So even if
Right.
we select two, so we have the 5 issues, and even we select the 3 only, still it
Mhm.
would be correct and good to file the appeal, as per his opinion.
Right. Right. There are some repetitions otherwise also, as you have said, the alliance jo hai. I think that is also right. So the view is that what Soumya ma'am is also saying and Anandji is also saying that Soumya is saying which is most attributable, and Anandji is saying maybe which are more attributable, not considering the repetitives that may come. We can take the grounds. I think Jatin Christopher sir has also shared in one of the sessions that is taken. So any other view? I think Hanishji, you want to add something? Sure.
Because Venuji last time said that Aniji's number for filing has reached into 3 figures.
Yes, Hanishji. We have to unmute yourself. You unmuted. Huh?
Aniji, you are not audible.
I think there's some tech issue.
Is it audible now?
Yes,
now
yes,
it's
yes.
audible. Yes.
Yeah, so I have some issue, and for earlier point also, I wanted to make one
Yeah, please,
note actually.
please.
When we are talking about brief facts,
Yeah.
while we are always of कि bench को कैसे present करना है, it is very important that we will be filing the appeal today, and the hearing is going to come after 5 years, 6 years. So it is
Right.
important that we also understand how we draft that brief facts, because we will also require revision. So
Yes.
So we will have to give a case history ki whether from our own selfish perspective, forgetting the bench for a minute, that whether this order has come because of a ASMT 10, or it has come because of an audit, or it has come because of investigation. So
Right.
My only point was that while we are always focusing on ki how is the bench going to look at it, we also in certain cases have to look at how we will be viewing it after 5-6 years. And when the bench asks the question, while we will be very thorough in the case, we get a brain fade moment for a second because of we are before the bench. So all these things where we have written it already, in a second we will get to know how this case has come up to this order. So we'll have to look at from our perspective, not just from the bench perspective. Second, from the category perspective, even personally, what we are also doing is what Soumya said. Whatever is the closest category we believe, that is the category we are selecting, and refraining from selecting multiple categories. In fact, in our detailed appeal itself, we have put in a column like what are the categories. So wahan par we choose 3-4 categories: issue, heading, and categories. But when we are filing this form, only the main category is being selected as of now.
So I think what Hanishji said, I think one important thing is that which actually happens is that the matters will come. Though Hanishji, I am of the view that it will not take 5-6 years. Fatafat aa jayenge based on the filing that is happening. So maybe within 1-2 years we'll have the hearing also before the tribunal. So that is one thing. But having said that, even after 1 year also, we sometimes the memory fades and we tend to think, "Arey, ye writ kyun file kiya tha? Ye appeal kyun file kiya tha? Isme main issues kya hai?" So I think that way also, that you are right, that we have to keep this thing clearly. And regarding the categories, I think, yeah. So one school of thought is that we go to the main attributable category and choose that so that the thing can be more, I think, pointed, and the discussion can be more pointed also.
Arunji, what we can see is that supposedly we have 25 rounds. We have challenged Principle of Natural Justice. We have said that there was no NA given for the date of hearing. So there are multiple grounds. But ultimately what boils down is what we are going to argue. So since in case of RCM, if we are arguing that it is not leviable because it is not a supply, it is not leviable at 5%, it is not leviable at 18%, and second, third, invoke extent to it is not. So these are the main criteria which are to be selected, so that at least the bench gets to know that what are the main ground which you are arguing. Although there might be a ground for principal matters, let's say, but we will not be pressing upon it, so that cannot be. So this is how.
So you're saying that in one point of view, it may be that the RCM is not there, but having taken another position that okay, even if RCM is there without agreeing, but say taking the proposition that even if RCM is there, then also the rate considered by the department that is wrong. So that's why you're saying that those two grounds.
Yes.
So category.
More or less the most appropriate, but there can be multiple looking at the weightage of the grounds.
Sir, my view would be here is
yes, sir,
that we have to distinguish between various fields which are there. Say grounds is different. What is the brief facts of the case is different. Category is more like a docket, in which docket it should be slotted. If we say in a search engine, if I'm looking, I have to put in some keywords or some category of case related to which during my research I'm going to search. Then I'll put one of these things and the relevant cases would come up. This is more akin to that. Say for Arpit sir's case of royalty, that example.
Yes.
So what is my principal challenge? That it is not exam. Yes, rate, etc., or other classification is there. But is it whether that royalty is not leviable to GST or that it is exempted? So my category should be that. All other are, that is the category of the case. The category is not that wrong classification, it is under wrong HSN or wrong rate. It would be either that levy on royalty itself is not there, or it is exempted and the officers have taken it, the department has considered no, it is not in the exemption notification, it is not covered by it. So category should be like dockets. There are multiple cases which are there, hundreds and thousands of cases would be there. So they have to be placed in different dockets, which docket it is going. Unless and until in that case, along with royalty, there is some, let us say, RCM case also regarding some other issues. Then I can have more than one category that, okay, it relates to levy or the exemption notification and also to the RCM on supplies to maybe government, other supplies which are covered with say panchayat or municipal extras or maybe something like others. So it is like dockets. We don't have to cover all the grounds in category. We should not keep on going adding categories because I've taken up that ground. That would be my opinion, sir.
Okay, sir. I think that is also a point taken. I think that's. I think this is the beauty of SMF.
Beauty of SMF and beauty of GSTAT that they have not come up with the clarification.
नहीं, SMS का beauty यही है सर कि यहाँ से हम लोग इतना कुछ लेके जाते हैं ना जब सेशन कर रहे हैं तो बोलने का टाइम कम पड़ जाता है.
अच्छा आरूप जी एक सवाल था कि ये कैटेगरी का यूज क्या है वैसे व्हाई द बेंच GSTAT इज आस्किंग फॉर अस क्या इससे वो क्लासिफाई करेंगे केसेस को क्या सारे रिफंड की केसेस एक दिन रजिस्ट्री बैठेगा बोलेगा सारी रिफंड की केसेस को एक साथ PH दे दो क्या ऐसा होने वाला है क्या हेलो आई एम ऑडिबल हेलो
Yes, sir. I also feel the same that bunching of cases can happen based on the category. When the number of issues are very high and they want to, address all the applications together.
Yes. I also feel same. That the probable reason could be the tagging of the type of cases so that they can filter it up, search, or maybe like what Gurjeet sir was pointing out.
Right. Yeah, I think so. That's it. So I think that is one of the views. And another view is that just to give the heads up to the bench members as to what are the main categories on which the matter is being dealt with. I think Anand ji, I think कुछ ब्रेक हो गया था.
हेलो
हाँ मेरी आवाज आ रही है ना.
हाँ आ रही क्लियर है.
ये तो बताया गया, एक तो बताया गया कि बंचिंग में थोड़ा वो इजी रहेगा एंड सेकेंडली टू गिव अ हेड्स अप टू द बेंच मेंबर्स की मेन कैटेगरी क्या क्या है जिसमें ये मैटर, जैसे अभी गुरजीत सर बता रहे थे कि डॉकेट कि मतलब व्हाट आर द मेन कैटेगरीज ऑन व्हिच द डिस्कशन विल बी लेड टू.
हाँ मतलब सिंगल मेंबर बेंच या डबल मेंबर बेंच, ऐसे कुछ उसमें डिवीजन होगा क्या? डिवीजन मेंबर बेंच या सिंगल मेंबर बेंच, ऐसे कुछ डिवीजन होगा क्या केसेस का?
नहीं, वो तो पॉइंट ऑफ लॉ एंड अमाउंट पे है डिवीजन जो हुआ है, तो
राइट,
आई थिंक
नॉट ऑन द
इसको
मैटर
लेके
के हिसाब से तो नहीं होगा।
बट एक एक वो बताए थे इसके बारे में दैट फॉर बंचिंग ऑफ मैटर्स या बैच मैटर्स, उसके लिए थोड़ा इजी रहेगा ये कि कहाँ कहाँ पे है कि ठीक है चलो ये मैटर हम लोग एक साथ सुन के खत्म करते हैं, तो एक साथ सुन के मतलब अगर सिमिलर मैटर्स है तो सुन के खत्म कर सकते हैं। So
बट अभी
any other views or
सिस्टेट
any
में
other
तो ये प्रायोरिटी का कुछ यूज नहीं होता है एज ऑफ डे।
नहीं
मतलब
वो
हम
तो
लोग
स्टैटिस्टिकल पर्पस, वो एक फॉर्म उनको जो फिलअप जब वो डायरी नंबर देते हैं ना तो उनको वहां पे फिलअप करना पड़ता है, तो एग्जामिनेशन के लिए कितने अपील फाइल हुए, कितने क्लासिफिकेशन का, वो एक स्टैटिस्टिकल रिकॉर्ड होता है बस।
Now coming to the
Sir,
case
again,
summary.
Yes.
again, one more point from the experience of Sestat, which I was sharing last time also. Ki
Yes,
the
yes.
category in Bangalore, the majority of the cases in service tax were ki whether you are eligible to claim refund and whether one-to-one correlation is required for export-oriented units, which were cost-plus companies. So,
Okay.
because every day only those matters were there,
Okay.
one of the days the bench said that we will bunch all the matters. Now, how was the
Yes.
bunching done? While ideally it should have been done based on the category selected on priority, but a notice was given to a public notice was given, which was uploaded on the tribunal website, saying that this is what we are planning to do. If
So you
your case
mentioned.
falls under this, then you please get it mentioned. That's all. So it was not
Yes.
even based on categorization. Because in categorization, even today,
But now
even
Haniji, it will be easier because they'll have the data itself.
so here also, assuming we are talking about same Arpit sir's example only of royalty, and
Yes.
I have selected say limitation, and
Yes.
Arpit sir has selected valuation, and somebody
Right.
else has selected rate. Even there, the
Ah.
categorization may not be possible. So I think even today, what will happen is if they want to bunch, they will say you make a mention, and if it is same and the DR does not have any objection, then we will club it, or
Love
we
it
will
together.
bunch it.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
while
But in some
calculating.
cases, like say registration cancellation and all, they'll have a general idea कि इतने सारे registration cancellation के matters है. So let's just take them and quickly dispose them so that they can get the registration and government can back the revenue. So maybe
Perfect.
those things.
Maybe Anuji, the category of the case, maybe it is not more relevant from our side, but is more relevant for the
Yes.
revenue side.
Somewhere
Any-
I
any
feel,
other-
sir,
Yeah.
we should also keep a track of the category of case for every appeal we file. So when, such thing happens, as Hanish said, when they
Yes.
call for some similar matters, so we will not know when we have filed number of appeals under which category, those cases were. So it's better to, maintain some spreadsheet with all those details.
Right. I think that's a good idea. That will give us a top shot view that what is actually there for the appeals that we have filed.
Saruji, next is
Yes.
about the
Next
case
is
summary.
about case summary, which is the second part of the discussion.
So,
Yes.
Aruji, now I would say that there are 4 columns here in the case summary part.
Yes.
If we see it,
इसको बड़ा करना पड़ेगा क्या नहीं?
there are 4. First is as per order of the adjudicating authority. Second is as determined by the appellant oblique revisional authority. Fourth is as per stand of the appellant before the tribunal. And third and fourth is as declared or claimed by the present appellant. Now the question is, which is circulating between all the persons who are filing, that how the point number 3 as per stand of the appellant before tribunal, and fourth as declared or claimed by the present appellant has to
Are they
be
different
seen.
or not? That is
Are
the
they
good
different or are they twins which have been put together? So just putting it before the house and just for the knowledge of the members, there was one session held by NIC in October 2025 on the platform of the institute, wherein they explained all the relevant columns which have to be filled. And one of the slides which was there, I would just share that slide.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Image share.
Oh, अच्छा. वो स्टॉप शेयर करके फिर करना पड़ेगा. हाँ.
Now this is what they had shared. This is the screenshot of the presentation which they had given. Is it visible now?
No, sir, little, can just expand.
You have to take it to the left. So, yeah, is it visible now?
विजिबल है बट फॉन्ट ब्लर हो रहा है थोड़ा.
हाँ, वो ब्लर इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि उधर से वो स्क्रीनशॉट लिया हुआ है, इसलिए एक मिनट. आई एम एनलार्जिंग इट नाउ.
Oh, I'll just read it. Yeah,
I will just read it. So there,
issue related to?
it was issue related to reversal of ITC,
Yeah.
reversal of ITC under Rule 42 43.
ठीक है.
So what they have said is, as per order of the adjudicating authority, the adjudicating authority disallowed ITC and raised demand with interest and penalty, holding that documents furnished were insufficient and not in accordance with the GST provision. So this is what the adjudicating authority had upheld. Second is, as determined by the Appellate/Revision Authority, the Appellate/Revision Authority upheld the disallowance and confirmed the demand, interest, and penalty without adequately considering the appellant submission and supporting documents. These two are pretty clear to us. Third is, as per the stand of the appellant before the authority, what I have put before the appellate tribunal.
No, RPG, before you continue, I'll just share one. There is one small change here. The word here you see is authority. But now it has become before the tribunal. So that is one small change that is there.
As per stand of the appellant before tribunal, the appellant contends that the order is arbitrary based on misinterpretation of GST law and that valid documents substantiate the claim for ITC. So this is the stand before the tribunal. What they have done is, as declared or claimed by the present appellant, they have said that the appellant seeks reversal of disallowance, cancellation of demand, interest and penalty, and restoration of rightful ITC in the interest of justice. So this is in their interpretation, what they have shared as per NIC. I'm not saying that this is the final view, but how they have perceived this is what is the relevant prayer for the issues which have been decided in the order in original order in appeal, and what is the stand before the tribunal. So this is some kind of prayer. So therefore, if there are 10 grounds which I have taken, and for all those 10 grounds, I had to put what was the stand before the original, what was held by the order in original, what has been held by OIU, and what is the stand by me before the tribunal. So somewhere down the line, they are asking what is the relief which you are seeking. So in case of non-consideration of principle of natural justice or non-consideration of document, I may say that I am seeking a relief that the ITC should be allowed or the matter may be remanded back for the fresh consideration. So this is their understanding of these 4 columns, how the members have perceived
This
it.
is what the NIC shared, yeah.
What NIC had shared. Now again going back to the form.
So what are the members actually doing? What are our family members doing?
Yes.
Faculty.
And not to say that there are both views going on, that point number 3 and point number 4 are replica, and whatever is being filled in point number 3 is to be copy pasted in point number 4.
That is one view.
This is one view, and second view is what has been given by NIC in their presentation.
But only before we proceed, one small change that I've suggested, shared is, when NIC presented, the word was as per stand of appellant before authority. And now they have changed it to as per stand of appellant before tribunal. So even in our view, like the representation that we have given, so what we have told is that first is okay as per order of adjudicating authority. Second is as determined by the... So second, I think here, as per stand of appellant before tribunal, which is there, we took it that it should be as per stand of appellant before first appellate authority. That should have been there. And then as determined by appellate authority, and then as declared by the appellant before the tribunal. So in our view, before tribunal ke jagah pe, which is third, as per stand of appellant before tribunal, it should have been as per stand of appellant before the appellate authority. That's what we have represented. But now since we are all filing, because there is a lot of pressure from the clients, कि अपना तो file कर दीजिए, बाद में देखेंगे जो भी है. So what are the members doing? How are you doing it? Are you copy pasting the same thing, or how are you doing it? Annapurna ma'am, Soumya ma'am, yeah.
Yeah, why they...
Soumya ma'am.
Yes, Annapurna.
Yeah, carry on, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
we have
Soumya
put the I have put the
Yeah.
same for 3 and 4 actually.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. So you have also considered that they are twins.
Yeah. Like you, both of you.
हम दोनों हैं अलग अलग, हम दोनों हैं जुदा जुदा. You remember that song? Okay. Good, good. So we are Judwa. I think, yeah, that's the view taken by my team members also. They have strongly propounded me कि सर ये ऐसा ही होना चाहिए क्योंकि as it is said that as per appellant before the tribunal and as declared इसमें कोई difference नहीं है. So I am also going with the views of Anupurna ma'am and Soumya ma'am as whatever they said. But yeah, as RPG has rightly shared, there is a school of thought who are taking it this way. So RPG, if you could share that school of thought as to how some of them are thinking.
See, this is one, if you go to the generation part again, wait, all right.
Yeah. So preview, we'll just share the preview one second. Yes. Yes.
So now this is one ground wherein it was said that the appellate authority, supposedly I had made a written submission. Now that written submission was made before the appellate authority, but the appellate authority did not consider it and some of the grounds were not discussed and the appellate order was passed. Now I am before the tribunal asking that the order passed by the appellate authority fails to consider my grounds which were raised and it is a non-speaking order. So since nothing has been covered in the adjudicating authority, so NA has been given. Second is as determined by the appellate or revision authority, failed to provide any specific rebuttal or appropriately consider the ground raised by the appellant during the appeal proceeding. So what is the stand before the appellate tribunal? The appeal authority violated the principle of natural justice by entirely ignoring the ground raised by the appellant without offering any specific rebuttal.
Right.
So what is the relief I am claiming? The appellant seeks the setting aside of the appellate order, claiming that the failure to consider the submitted ground violates natural justice and renders the right to appeal illusory. So this is how the para number 3 and 4 can be seen.
So one is the ground you're taking, another is the prayer.
Prayer.
So the second school, one school of thought is following the movie Judwa. Okay, that they are twins. And the other school of thought is that as per stand of appellate before tribunal, we are taking the ground. And as declared or claimed by the present appellate, so that would be prayer. But having said that, we have already represented and I have also represented before two authorities. And both of them have said that we need to discuss this internally. And we have also demonstrated as to why. That this, whenever we are saying as per stand of appellant before tribunal, इसको अगर हम लोग ये कर देते हैं कि as per stand of appellant before appellate authority, why this will be more appropriate for the bench members, that also we have tried to demonstrate through certain examples. So, but anyways, how it is as it is. So I think, yeah.
Just sharing the slide which I have prepared for today's presentation and how it can be seen from both the perspective.
Yes. It's a good number.
See, this is how we are trying to prepare for the case summary tab. So this is the ground of appeal. Now this is the brief of the ground which would not be uploaded, but which is being considered for internal reference. What was said as per the order of the adjudicating authority?
Just to give a clarity, this is a separate Word document that RPG is preparing. This is not from the Excel that is coming from the JCI report.
Yes. This is not a, this is for an internal purpose, and on the basis of this case summary tab we are preparing. As for the stand taken before the appellate authority, what was the stand taken by the appellate authority? So tomorrow change comes. And what Arup ji is saying, we are prepared for that this is for the stand taken before the appellate authority.
Yes.
And the third is as determined by the appellate revision authority. And what is the stand before the tribunal? And last but not the least, as declared or claimed by the what is the relief I am seeking. So this is how we have prepared it. And when we are preparing it for the current case summary tab, as per our understanding, we are removing this as per the stand taken before the appellate authority, and rest of the 4 columns we are inserting and putting it, so that this compilation not only helps us in preparing an appeal properly, but also helps us in preparing for the case summary tab.
Yes.
And
so RPG, the clock is saying otherwise
just
we'll have to go to the
one thing. One more is, as per the order of adjudicating authority or appellate authority, we are trying to pick it from the same order only. we are not reframing the sentences for that. Like if the order is concluded with some conclusion in that order, we are picking up the same para and trying to add it in that portal rather than we are reframing. Because again, it should not lead into a different interpretation. So that is one
So
thing.
you're saying instead of paraphrasing, you're just putting it as it is, in
Put it
verbatim.
as it is, wherever it is as per the order of adjudicating or appellate. Now, we are just trying to pick up, because sometimes with reframing, it should not lead into a different aspect.
Interpretation.
Interpretation. So that is one way I'm just thinking. That is what we are following. As
I
always.
think that is a very good input, Pranam ma'am. I think that is a very good input because, as you have rightly said, that sometimes the wordings used by our team members, they may go for a different
Correct.
meaning. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is-
Yeah. I agree with Annapurna madam. And also
Yeah.
what Soumya suggested, we are also doing copy paste for both the grounds. Only place where we
Okay.
found that there is a copy paste not required or there could be a change is where show cause notice was issued on A ground, but the order was confirmed on B ground. That is where
7.
we are changing. Yeah, that is where we are trying to change and say that look, the order is going beyond the show cause notice. But where the
Right.
order is restricted to show cause notice issue, not considered documents, it is only copy paste or not considered the interpretation. Both the paras will be a copy paste, is what we are following currently.
Till some clarification comes on this.
Arup sir.
Yes, sir.
So first thing, like you said, and the suggestions you have put forward for the relevant authorities that the nomenclature or labeling should be different and more clearer. That could
Yes.
be one solution whenever it happens. But as per it is right now in this manner, and after the discussions, um, I, one way of understanding, say, which I feel now after the discussions is that yeah, first one is as per order of the adjudicating authority. What did the adjudicating authority decide? We move towards the right. Second one is what did the appellate authority decide? The third one, now as per stand before the tribunal. So those two decisions have been taken. Now,
Yes.
what is my stand here? So that will be based more on the grounds and as declared by or claimed by the
Present
present appellant. This like the prayer we are saying. So I'll word
Yes.
it differently a little. Yes, like a prayer, but it is more relevant that now what stands is the appellate authority's order generally, say which it has merged with the earlier adjudicating authority's order. So that
Yes.
is where the issue stands as per the department. Where would I like that issue to be standing? That is the last one, as claimed by the. So that is the situation as determined by the appellate authority. And how would I would like that situation to be? It is, yeah, quite a lot similar to the prayer part, but how would I, as an appellant, would like it to be? And what are the grounds I taken? That is the right hand side as per stand before the tribunal. So, like Arpit sir was sharing that slide. So, if they were, say, instead of this box like this, they were in a same row, and like they suggested, the middle one is if removed from that. So this will follow like that. If Arpit sir, for a minute, if it is possible, you can share. I know we are
Yes,
running
yes.
out of time.
Yeah, because RPG has to be on stage at 10:10.
Yeah. Oh, Ajay, you are at the venue only.
Yeah, yes, same hotel. I'm in RPG's room only.
If we remove this as per taken before the appellate authority, because this is the suggested one. So what is happening is, first one is as per the adjudicating authority, then next one is as determined by the appellate authority, next one is what is my stand before the tribunal, and last one is how I would like it to be, instead of what the appellate authority is doing. So I'll take it for now like this. Yeah, to present it like this.
Just
But
one-
clarifications should come. That would be bring on uniformity and it will be helpful to all. Otherwise, everyone will be taking their own interpretations and presenting in their own ways.
Right. Because I think, thank you very much, sir. I think we'll have to stop it here because RPG has already got a call from the
And we have already crossed 10 years.
we also got 10 years. And RPG has also got call. So that is there. So thank you very
sir,
much.
And now I am now sure that Arpit sir has a capability to be
आपको वो
present
principal
at
का-
multiple places at the same point of time. Like at the beginning of the session, you were asking me, and I was saying, "Are you really together?" So he has that ability.
Hope the judges are like you, sir.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you very much, everyone. It was really wonderful. We had a
Thank you
wonderful
so much.
discussion. And only one thing: next week we will not have GST80. Next week we'll go back to the section, and then maybe after 2 weeks we'll again come back to GST80. So thank you very much.
And
Yes.
we can make it as a practice that whenever 2 or more members are at the same venue due to some session, so they can join online together.
Shall we make a podcast? Yes. ठीक है, चलिए, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. ये आपका प्रिंट स्क्रीन कौन सा ये वाला ना फंक्शन प्रिंट स्क्रीन यस चलिए हाँ वो ले लेते एक बार उसका चलिए चलिए नीचे जाते हैं फिर वो रिकॉर्डिंग को बंद करना पड़ेगा हाँ एंड कर दीजिए तो हो जाएगा